Hello everyone, welcome to Invest Wisdom. In this video, we're going to talk about the truth about good debt versus bad debt. If you're new to this channel, do like and subscribe to the channel. As promised, we're going to walk you through the most interesting lessons that Robert Kiyosaki has to offer, and today, we would like to give you the next one. Are you excited about the fact that it will be about debt and credit as well as how to transform them into something useful? Let's get started. Many people like Robert Kiyosaki call themselves financial gurus, and they tell us to live with no debt at all. Some of them say it's a good idea to get rid of credit cards, which is good advice for some people. Robert says that if you can't control your spending, you should definitely get rid of your credit cards. But Robert can't imagine how people live without credit cards. But if you're a shopping addict, the entrepreneur keeps telling you to get rid of your credit cards. Robert said that there are good debts and bad debt. For example, a student loan is bad debt because it's the worst kind of debt you can have. Kiyosaki explained this in a simple way by saying that a businessman who has died can just declare bankruptcy and be free, but you can't do the same with student loans. You'll have debt for the rest of your life, so if you're a student, you shouldn't take out a loan until you know for sure that you'll be able to graduate. Robert says he thinks that most of us know people who just stop going to school. The problem with a student loan is that a person has to know what he's going to study until the end. Robert knows two people, each of them is a doctor. After college, these guys took out loans for $500,000, but they paid them off in 5 years because they had high-paying jobs before starting a family and settling down. Their main goal was to pay off the loans they took out to go to medical school. The author is sure that each of us knows people who just don't know what they want to do. Robert has already told us that when he was 18, some of his classmates paid about $120,000 a year. It's not much now, but it was a great result for his generation. Even if a person made $20,000 a year at the time, it was still a lot of money. Robert's first salary was $47,000, while his classmates would earn 3 times that much. Robert makes it clear that we all have a choice in this matter. He didn't want to do what they did, plain and simple. He wasn't required to join a union, but he didn't want to join this group. So Robert went to work for Stanford Oil of California as a delivery officer. He did not have to join the union. The only difference was that, as the business owner, he only made $47,000 a year. Robert continued, "Well, there's always a price to pay. When you're young, it's hard to tell the difference between 22 and something else." He didn't care if they paid him $100,000 a year. His main goal was to stay out of the union. Gaia says that everything is harder to figure out these days because we don't know what kinds of jobs pay well. Robert says that even lawyers are having a hard time because the market is already full. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Many high-paying jobs in this field are being done by artificial intelligence these days. Before getting your first student loan, Robert thinks that they don't need an accountant before artificial intelligence can do most of the work. Our generation needs to think about whether or not we will finish the studies we started. Then Robert got to the main point, which was about good and bad debt. He made a picture that showed his income, expenses, assets, and debts. Let's say you'd like to buy a house, Robert says. You think your home is a good thing, but that's not true. Your house is a burden. The house is your liability, whether you have debts or not. In the same way, if you have a car, it is a liability. Robert went on to say that learning about money is all about 6 words. These include cash flow as well as income, expenses, assets, and debts. Almost everyone has a job. The money you make at work is used to pay debts. Through a mortgage, the money we pay for the house goes to the bank. In the end, money is not an asset because it moves away. It's a bad thing. It takes money away from you. On the other hand, assets help you make money, so if you have rental property as an asset, you will make money from it. If you own a house, it's a liability because you still have to pay taxes, repairs, maintenance, and insurance, even if you're not behind on your mortgage. A person has a positive debt if they lend something that turns into an asset that makes money. For example, if you own a car and rent it out to Uber drives, who also make money, this is a positive debt. Robert and his wife have a yacht. He says that most of the boats don't make money, but this one does, because it is leased out often. The two most important things to remember from this lecture are cash flow and student loans. All of this can be summed up in just two words: the flow of money. If money comes into your pocket, it's an asset and a good debt. If money leaves your pocket, on the other hand, it's a bad debt. This is especially true if you do well at work or run a business. Robert says that you must be in charge of the direction of the cash flow. Even though many people work, their money goes out and is taxed by the government. Robert made a point of talking about his friend Donald Trump because he and Trump both avoid paying taxes. It's one of the main reasons why Kiyosaki and Trump own their own businesses instead of working for someone else. Entrepreneurs pay taxes, but they are also one of the types of assets he talks about near the end of his talk. Robert concludes that you should not be afraid of credit cards if you know how to use them properly. Can credit cards be a good debt? It all depends on how you intend to use your money. If you intend to use it for something that generates income as an asset, it's a good debt. But if you spend it on a Versace jacket, it's not. Good debt puts money in your pocket, while bad debt generates expenses. Robert comes to the conclusion that credit cards are nothing to be afraid of if you know how to use them right. Can credit cards be a good way to borrow money? Depends on what you plan to do with the money. If you plan to use the money to buy an asset that will make you money, it's a good debt. If you spend it on a Versace jacket though, it's not. Bad debt costs you money, while good debt puts money in your pocket. Thank you for watching. I hope you have learned something from this video. If you like this video, do give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Thank you and goodbye.